Denver closes out the week on a warm note. Another day of temps flirting with 70 degrees. Sky 9 even seeing some folks out enjoying the sun on the water this week. All before some weather whiplash this weekend. The metro will finally see some snow again and also some pretty cold temperatures just for a little bit. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jennifer Meckles.
And I'm Phil Lipoff. Let's bring in senior meteorologist Chris Bianchi right now. Chris, big change coming to Colorado.
Yeah, today, mid-60s. Yesterday, 71. Christmas Eve, 71. We've been running 25 to 30 degrees above average most of this week, but those changes just around the corner. First things first today, though, 66 for us, just shy of the daily record. First day since, believe it or not, the 23rd, back on Tuesday, that we have not broken a daily record, though we made a pretty good run at it today. Temperatures right now still on the mild side. Keep in mind our average high temperature this time of year is 43 for us in Denver. That's exactly where we are at the airport right now, 20s and 30s for us in the mountains. Now, as we look ahead, though, we're going to be seeing a pretty dramatic flip in those temperatures. Tomorrow, another warm day, 60 degrees for us in Denver, but then by about 6 a.m. on Sunday morning, we will be lucky to be at 22 degrees. We most likely will be dealing with snow and perhaps a fair bit of it by the time you wake up on Sunday morning. So it's warm, breezy for us tonight, and a little bit on the warm side tomorrow as well, but then a sharp cold front tomorrow night, and that'll mean snow for us and much colder temperatures on Sunday. We'll go through how much snow you can expect coming up in my full forecast.
Some folks super excited about that, Chris. Colorado ski areas are thankful for this fresh powder coming in because, boy, do they need it. So far this season, no ski area has surpassed 70 inches of reported or estimated total snowfall heading into the last few days of the year, believe it or not. Some mountains did get some precipitation, but it came in the form of rain. Now, after record warmth on Christmas Day, Coloradans are bracing for a temperature shift, as Chris mentioned. Several inches of snow expected to hit the Denver metro area and mountains this weekend.
Yep, and it's, of course, as it always does, going to make it so fun to drive up to the mountains on I-70. 9 News reporter Shalima Maharaj joins us live from the Park and Ride, the dinosaur lots out there on I-70 westbound overlooking the highway. Colorado State Patrol, Shalima, is telling you that they do have some reminders for drivers because it might get tested this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. They are saying it's going to be really busy out there, and with the weather factored in, if you don't have to be out there on the roads, it's a good idea to stay home. And one artery that they are going to be paying very close attention to, you mentioned it right there, I-70.
It can be a white-knuckle commute down those wintry, winding roads, especially if you're not ready for it.
If for any reason you've put off winterizing your car, you can't put it off any longer, as this storm will sure to show us.
Colorado is about to shift gears from unseasonable warmth to wintry over the weekend.
We will respond predominantly to 3 buckets of calls.
AAA says bucket 1, dead batteries.
Your battery has tried to tell you it's going bad for some time. If you've had a starting issue on a cold morning, if your headlights glow when you depress the gas.
Bucket 2, getting locked out.
Also easily preventable, but it happens a lot during winter weather because your keys might not be where you think they are.
Bucket 3, flat tires.
If you've had one of those tire pressure warning lights come on, you can't ignore it. Fill up to that number on the door jammer in the owner's manual to ensure that you're maximizing the actual physical space of the tire touching the ground, which is where traction occurs.
For those foraging for fresh powder, Colorado State Patrol says while you're on the road, slow down for snow.
Especially on I-70 where people are trying to get up to these major ski areas. We are seeing collisions that are blocking the entire roadway.
The state's passenger vehicle traction and chain laws went into effect in September.
So if you get stopped and you are found to not have chains when you are required to have them, you're looking at a $133 fine.
If you get caught without them and you cause a road closure, that fine could jump to around $660.
Everyone wants to get to where they're going safely, and you're not an exception.
Now, Colorado State Patrol says that they hope that they are able to diminish some of those impaired driving numbers by upping their presence on the road. Last year, they saw 66 DUI arrests, and that included 38 crashes that were related to impairment. Reporting live, Shalima Maharaj, 9 News.
Shalima, thank you. Starting in the new year, the Aurora Service Center for Adams County will no longer be operating. The center offers food, medical, and employment services for people in need. Starting on Tuesday, the center will also stop issuing EBT cards. People can still receive help at different locations throughout Adams County, and they have a list on the county's website for you.
If it feels like you're paying more for home insurance, you are not alone. Colorado is leading the nation in home insurance premium rate increases. This is according to reporting from our partners at at the Denver Business Journal. Data published in the National Bureau of Economic Research found that the average Colorado home insurance premium increased about $1,700 to more than $4,000 between 2015 and 2024, a 137% jump. The average increase nationwide was about 64%. Colorado had the second highest home insurance premiums in the whole country last year, only behind Florida, where they have hurricanes, which we don't have. The study found Pitkin County posted the state's most expensive home insurance last year. The average premium there was about $6,300. None of this is a surprise if you own a home in Colorado, especially in the years following major wildfires and other disasters that we've had here. The study's author suggests it is that disaster risk as a main driver of the rise.
Colorado has canceled more than 260 commercial driver's licenses without prior warning. The state did it because the Trump administration threatened to withhold $24 million in federal highway funding if they didn't. The state says it revoked CDLs issued to 219 asylum seekers and refugees whose credentials did not meet federal requirements, plus 43 others because they were issued in error. Governor Polis called it a case of crossed wires and said that the state had already finished its own investigation and was planning to act. Trucking experts say they don't expect it to have much impact on the industry, but it will be difficult for drivers to lose their jobs so abruptly.
This is sort of a painful thing for, anyone, actually, in terms of who is driving out there. And then all of a sudden, they don't have a job.
The canceled licenses represent about 0.15% of Colorado's total CDLs. The state has paused issuing term-limited CDLs indefinitely.
A deputy recruit with the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office is going to step away from training and leaning into his family. A deadly shooting in Georgia left his 5-year-old nephew without a home. David Domingo was 2.5 months into his training with the Sheriff's Academy in Arapahoe County when his sister and his mother were killed during a custody exchange in Georgia. His nephew Michael witnessed the shooting. Police say the boy's father is now in custody facing murder charges. Domingo temporarily stepped away from training to begin the process of adopting his nephew and bringing the child here to Colorado. He hopes to enroll again in the next academy class, and he thinks this whole situation will ultimately make him a better law enforcement officer here in Colorado.
Actually having to live through something you would typically see on Dateline NBC, it helps to build more empathy when you're dealing with the public, with your community. Understanding that listening is the most important thing, and then just doing the right thing by the people that you serve.
Says he really believes this experience has reshaped how he views service and empathy, and he plans to carry those lessons with him when he returns to the academy.
Tonight, dozens of Broncos fans turned out under the lights, not for a game, rather for one of their own. Tonight, community members in Thornton held vigil for a superfan known as Bronco Gabe, who died this week. 9 News reporter Rhea Jaw is live in Thornton tonight after you spoke with family and friends about his impact on this community. Rhea.
Yeah, they gathered here on 120th Ave. It's right near where he crashed his motorcycle. You can still see some of the mementos that his family and friends left, but the vigil is over now. But earlier tonight, it felt more like a tailgate than anything. The community told me that they brought the energy that they knew he would have wanted them to bring.
Lot C is where we always tailgate.
He would get everybody in line to get the chants going, to get complete.
Some might say you could hear Gabe Vigil before you saw him.
Everybody knew my husband, Bronco Warrior, Bronco Gabe.
But if you saw him first, you wouldn't miss him.
I've been spiking up his hair for 25 plus years. He was a super fan. We went to every home game.
This season was cut short for Gabe.
He was riding home on his motorcycle, and we still don't know all the details, but he crashed.
2 days before Christmas, police say Gabe lost control of his motorcycle at 2 a.m. here on East 120th Ave. He later died at the hospital.
Everybody behind us is everyone who he's ever touched. He touched a lot of people.
On Friday night, the crowd brought the energy for the one who always sparked it.
Even if you were having a bad day, he would come in with that smile, and he'd change it right around. You needed his help, I'll be right there.
Gabe might not be able to see this season through, but his family knows he'll be along for the ride.
And he said, I don't care what I gotta do, I'm going to the Super Bowl. My Broncos are in it. He said, I will be there. So if the Broncos make it, we will be there. We love you, Broncos!
Next home game is against the Chargers on January 4th. And while you might be thinking it might be too early to be thinking about that next tailgate, his family just wants to show up and show out and make that Lot C feel like home for everyone that shows up. Reporting live in Thornton, Ria Jha, 9 News.